JD Jr., my dudes, it is the NBA draft special. The NBA has made a change to the draft for the first time in a long time, at least 30 years. They've expanded it to 2 nights. So instead of saying tune in on Thursday, June 27th, it is tune in on Wednesday, June 26th, and Thursday, June 27th for this year's draft. Let's get it going. Gitano, how you doing down there, man? I want to hear about your draft takes, but I want to hear about your personal life too. How's it going, brother?
God is good, and I'm just thankful to be here with you gentlemen on this beautiful Sunday evening.
Hey, Junior, man, how are you doing down there? And is that a Clackamas Cavaliers hoodie I see you repping down there?
Hey, shout out Clackamas High School. Shout out Cricket. Ooh. You know, putting these hoodies together. You know what I'm saying? Getting that cricket in, right?
Connection. Love it. All right. So for this draft special, instead of diving into this year's draft, which is clunky being 2 days and has widely been reported as one of the worst draft classes ever, which your Portland Trailblazers are heavily involved in, of course, we each decided to take a stance on the unequivocal 3 best draft classes in the history of the NBA.
Myself will be leading the 1984 draft. Chris will be doing the top-heavy 96 draft. And Junior will be doing the class of 03 with the Kang in them. So I got a question for you. We're going to do a little rundown on who's in our class, what is our class, and just the culture of all 3 of these draft classes and what they mean to the culture.
They all had an impact. They all had their own fingerprints on what we live and see today. I like that, JD.
So I guess I'll start with the overview, on my draft. Let's just start with the first pick, Hakeem Olajuwon. Second pick, Sam Bowie, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, John Stockton, Alvin Robinson, Otis Thorpe, Kevin Willis, Sam Perkins, Jerome Kersey, and I got a player that not many people know, but if you watch the Redeem Team Netflix, Kobe Bryant talks about him, and his name is Oscar Schmidt, 6th round, 131st overall pick. He's a Euro legend. If you Google who is the all-time leading scorer in professional basketball, he is the leader with 49,000 points, played in Italy for a long time, and his home country of Brazil. So that's my best players from the 84 draft. How about you, Chris?
JD with the paper. Oh, okay, looking like a newsman over here, man.
Hey, my guy. Yeah, let me see that Oregonian you got there, man. You got the printed notes.
Hey, Chris, we OGs with that. We talked about that day one. We newspaper guys.
Bet. Hey, one thing though, and I don't like to do this. It's not going to diminish your class not being the best, but Alvin Robertson, not Robinson. What you know about him? Anything come to mind
player
about
of the year, Milwaukee Buck?
Anything else? Puts him in rare
4-time All-Star, 6-time All-Defensive Team,
and Hakeem Olajuwon. He dropped
2-time steal leader,
double.
Oh, he had the quad.
He had a quad, and the only reason I know that, and it's locked into my memory bank, is because when, for some reason, David Robinson was my favorite player for about 4 years in my adolescence.
That's real weird, bro.
It's real weird. It was when he dropped. It was when he hit the 71 on the last game of the season to win the scoring title. I was like, he's savage, yeah. But he dropped a quad double, and in the article in the Oregonian, it said the last person to do it was Alvin Robertson. And as a little kid, I was like, "Who is this, Alvin Robertson?" And so, yeah, wild little nugget committed to memory. But one other thing committed to memory is, I think by far and away, anybody that you ask will agree that the 96 class was the best class.
Hold on, bro. We're not even there yet, man. We giving overviews.
But I don't even have, this is my overview.
Okay.
That's it. The end.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay. Hey, well, JD already mentioned it. We talking 03 draft class. a lot of stuff came out of here, and it wasn't just like great players, but we're talking about the culture, and we'll get into that a little bit. I'm not gonna let everything out right now, but obviously, highlights of this draft class: LeBron, my boy Darko Milicic. I'm joking, man. He was, but we got Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. We got Chris, Nick Collison though. I mean, like
OG Seattle Supersonic.
Luke Ridnour. Luke Ridnour.
That means Luke Jackson too.
Yeah.
Go Ducks.
We got David West, Boris Diaw. There's some hidden gems in this draft class. I'm gonna try and bring them up as we kind of go through this a little bit. But those are the highlights of the 03, and I'm gonna make a good argument as to why this is obviously the best draft class. Y'all.
I saw this clip about Boris Diaw that said that he never made a basket in the NBA with his left hand.
I heard that too, and I just don't know if that's factual. I
have a highlight in my head of that happening.
And he
said he did it.
He's so skilled that it's hard to believe, right? It's hard to believe because he was such a skilled guy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that one.
All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to throw a curveball at you, Gitano, as you host this. I like you hosting, but I'm going to add in a bullet that was not on the notes that just occurred to me, and it's a start bench cut of the second pick of each one of those drafts. I'll go first. I'm starting Sam Bowie because he's a Blazer. I'm benching Marcus Camby, and I'm cutting Darko Milicic because I don't trust him.
Bro, come on, man.
We know what it's starting Marcus Camby, benching Milicic, and we're cutting Sam Bowie.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Sam Bowie had a much more productive career than Darko Milicic.
I disagree. I'm cutting Darko. Bowie's off the bench, bro. I mean, at least Bowie, Darko was just a bad NBA player. Like, injuries didn't stop him. I think he might have had some mental health stuff going on, on the low, but Sam Bowie, without the injuries, I mean, he still played 8 years in the NBA.
He had a productive career. He had a Joel Prisbillion-like career. You know what I'm saying?
He sure did.
He played in the league. So I believe my take is second best, Junior's is the best, Gitano's is the worst of all. JD, proceed. My bad.
So with that said, though, I'm going to start with you, Junior. Why the 03 draft is the best in your opinion?
I mean, I can start by just saying the greatest basketball player of all time came out of this draft. The King, LeBron James.
03?
Hey. I don't think I need much more than to say the greatest basketball player of all time came out of this draft.
I think you misspelled highest scoring, but it doesn't mean the best. But go ahead, proceed.
Statistically, the greatest basketball player of all time came out of this draft, okay? And it wasn't just that, though. It was a combination of players that ultimately landed themselves on the same team, right? To think about that, LeBron, Dwyane, Chris Bosh, same draft, ending up on the Heat, forming the Heatles. I'm not going to say they started the culture of the Big Three because we all know the San Antonio Spurs really started that, but they started the culture of players leaving to try and team up with other stars. So if we're talking impact on NBA culture, this draft class had one of the biggest impacts for that alone. I'm not saying it's a good impact. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying it was for the better.
That's not my question, but it's the same topic. My question was, who's the Big Three on the Spurs? I'm not sure.
Oh,
Duncan,
the three Hall of Famers.
Who's Tony Parker and Monty Ginobili. Okay,
yes.
That was the first Big Three. I didn't know that was the first Big Three. I'll fact check you.
I mean, they didn't get labeled that. The media didn't pick up the whole Big Three until the Heat. But obviously the Spurs. I mean, they had it right. I mean, there were three Hall of Famers, 3 All Stars. I mean, there were not many teams had that, right? And I got a lot more on this draft class, not just the top, though, because, we can look at the top and say, oh, wow, LeBron, Bosh, Dwyane, I didn't even mention Carmelo Anthony yet. And if we're talking about impact on the game, Carmelo Anthony is one of the best pure scorers to ever play in the NBA. And I understand that is a qualifier of the best pure scorer. But dude was amazing for the years that he was in his prime from a scoring perspective. And he had a game that like everyone really liked watching Melo. There wasn't a lot of people that said like, oh, I'm not into watching Melo. And we're talking about cultural. LaMelo had that, he was ingrained in the culture. Him and his wife, Lala, right? I mean, it was, we're talking about impact. I think the 03 class just really has that cultural impact. And I think I have a little bit of an edge here because it's the most recent class. So, it's tough to compare the older classes for culture because obviously we weren't in that. But that alone is pretty good, I think. And then also like you got players like David West, who you want to talk about OG, triple OG, just went and played in the league for, I don't know, 16 years, something like that. Was on a productive team everywhere he went, right? Everywhere David West went, they were winning. He just decided he never got that shit, but
ring chaser. And he was on Golden State.
Did he get the ring with Golden State?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's right. He finally got it with Golden State. That's right. And I already talked about Boris Diaw, but if we're talking like down the list, we're talking just productive NBA players. They add up to the top heavy to make this a really strong draft class altogether. Leandro Barbosa.
You just said top heavy and Leandro Barbosa in the same sentence. I want to hear your top heavy argument. Give me your top three.
Well, I'm saying like it's obviously top heavy because you got LeBron, Carmelo, Chris Bosh, Dwyane Wade at the top, right? And then
that's four. Give me your top three.
I mean, I'm going to drop Chris Bosh out of that. I think that's. I don't think that's a debate.
LeBron, D Wade, and Carmelo.
Yeah, gotta be.
Okay,
be.
I'm just taking notes.
And all right, Chris. So who you got?
Hold on, bro. No, hold on, man. I got a few I want to highlight. All right, you know what I'm saying?
That's past the 90 seconds.
All right,
we didn't put the clock up. No, hit us.
No, I'm watching the clock.
He said he got a clock.
I'm watching the timer.
Chris, how could I not shout out Travis Outlaw, bro?
Oh, we're going there. Okay, yeah, that's 90 seconds.
I mean, how could I not shout out Travis Outlaw though?
TJ Ford.
Yeah, we're really he was in a commercial.
Big Perk, bro. I mean, I just shouted him out because he was Blazer. I'm gonna shout out a Blazer, bro. I'm not gonna shout out a Blazer.
Easy, because he was trash.
Yeah, he was trash.
All right, Chris. So before we start this next one, I got to start bench cut for you.
Hit me
right now. The number 5 picks in each 3. You got Barkley, Ray Allen, Dwyane Wade.
I'm starting Barkley. I'm benching Dwyane Wade, and I'm cutting Ray Allen. He's overrated. Except for it, but can he still be Jesus Shuttlesworth?
Always and forever.
Yeah, then that's my decision.
Tell us about the 96 draft, Chris.
I mean, do I really need to? Because
yes, you got to.
Everybody,
lay it out.
Okay.
Put the slam cover out there for us.
Well, that's all we really need to do. You're looking at like AI, bro. We're talking about AI, not practice. We're talking about culture right there. Done.
Yeah.
Culture winner. I don't care if you got all the MJs in the world because you still got the Jordan 20 through 30. You can have all the Jordan 1s and 11s and 5s and 4s, but you still got to own the last decade. You know what I'm saying?
You're back when players still had fire nicknames.
Whose turn is it? Is it my turn, right?
I'm saying I'm helping you out, Chris.
I'm just still looking.
I'm saying fire nicknames. The answer. I mean, that was just such a fire nickname.
Has anyone bought more Reeboks ever than the time when Allen Iverson dropped the question 1 through his entire career, honestly? Like, because the people held on. They were trash after 3, maybe after 2.
After like 5 or 6. I think it was after, because we were wearing them still in high school. That was my shoe of choice. Wearing them.
Yeah, that was my shoe of choice. Playing and honestly, like that's culturally, he is still what he has said. It's like a movie where kids will quote like, "Damn, Gina," but they have no idea that it's from Martin. They've never seen the show in their life. Practice. We're talking about practice. People are quoting that have no idea what that. You know what I'm saying? So the cultural impact is there. In the greatness, I was trying to think about like we're all going to say that we have a GOAT, right, in our class. And the reason why my GOAT is the best is because you may have the records, LeBron. You may have the most points. You may end up with all these records and whatnot, but you don't really have the people behind you. You don't have the stands. You don't have the rings that Kobe did. You don't have the respect of an entire group of people that will go to battle. Okay, this is a terrible comparison. Don't think I'm comparing him to this person. However, Kobe stands are kind of like Trump people.
We gotta bleep that out. We don't put Trump on this show.
That's what I'm saying. I don't say nothing, say no politics, but I'm trying to make some sort of a metaphor to like Jordan doesn't have those people. Jordan doesn't even have those people, man. So LeBron, like, he's kind of
yeah, but Kobe earned those stands. Is all I'm gonna say. Like, the difference there is that Kobe, he earned it because of his play style and because of people just love what he stood for that Mamba mentality. I think that, you know, that's why, bro.
Well, and this is where I became a Kobe stan, is at the very midpoint of his career when what controversy went down in Colorado. People jumped ship or they hung on even tighter, and that was right then and there. Was like, it's what attracted me to working for the Blazers in that role, was like us against the world, like ride or die, like literally ride or die. And it's cool to be a part of that, you know, because if you find someone else who is like-minded, another Kobe stan, they're a friend for life, you know. And the same thing is with the Trumpers. So it's kind of, there's parallels there, and I don't mean to distract, but did I even mention two-time All-Star, two-time MVP, Steve Nash? We didn't even go down the chart a little bit, but we want to talk culture. Did I mention Starbury? Did I mention the entire country of China being on the class of 96 side? Should we go to a fan vote? We'll go to a fan vote. I'll get all of China to vote for 96.
That, Chris. I like that, Chris. That's a good one.
Got us, man. Bring up the bus with the 84.
All right. Well, his airness, the dream shake. I am not a role model. That's all from the 84 draft. The one of the best commercials ever. The culture of I am not a role model. You know, Charles Barkley was ahead of his time, saying parents need to be the parents and start acting like it and not be your child's friend, because I'm not your role model. And Michael Jordan, I mean, I got a million. I mean, all the shoes in my room is J's, you know, and just keeping it a buck. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Reeboks though in the early 2000s?
Say that again.
Did you have some Reeboks in the early 2000s?
I had one pair of Iversons. That's it.
Everybody did, at least one, except for Junior.
That's one pair. That's
make the size 25s.
I only had the first one. After that, still always Nike on my feet. Actually, Chris, you remember when we was at the NBC camp? I had the Reebok, whatever joints they was. They wasn't Iversons though. They was some
the Kamikazes, the Sean Kemps.
No, they was like a running shoe that was kind of. I can't, man.
The TRX or something. It was a 3 letters, right? Yeah. We'll go back to the. Hey, we'll get our. Hey, well, you look that up. Well, I got the producer on it right now.
All right. So the 84 draft is just. It's. Man, there's a lot that I want to say, but I got to keep this segment short. But the 84 draft got the most All NBA teams, 46. We got the most MVPs in 7. And that just tells you right there. We got the. I mean,
one quick question, JD. Whenever you get a parcel delivered to you at your residence, how does that usually? Who is the person that delivers that? Because I don't think you've talked about that person.
His name is Stockton.
Or Malone, the mailman. We get them both.
And he's the one that's the all-time assist leader.
Yeah, you know, don't forget.
Like we can't forget that Stockton is part of the dream team. You know, just a 6'2" rugged, you know, point guard out of Gonzaga University, and Charles Barkley, again, round man of rebound. He's about to retire from TNT, and we love him on TV. His broadcasting career has been better than his playing career, I would say. I might be an outtake, but I mean, we cannot go without Charles commenting and getting into it with Shaq and Kenny on Inside the NBA. So
I will take an angle on that, and I will say pre, half, and post game TV shows would not be where they are today without Charles Barkley. People wouldn't give a shit. They wouldn't be spending millions of dollars to get the hottest, most relevant, topical person to drop by the studio.
And just to finish up with the global and the culture impact, it's Michael Jordan and the sneakers, the bald head, the shoes, Mars Blackman, all those commercials that were given to us. Sometimes I dream
I wanna be, get it.
That he is me, like Mike. If I could be
I
wanna be like Mike.
That was fire.
You guys also have McDonald's commercials, even though Bird wasn't a part of it. I think you guys get those commercials, though.
I mean, we all got a couple shoe guys in each of our draft class. And Jordan, Barkley, AI, Kobe, LeBron, Melo. And each one is great in their own hand, in their own mind. But really, it's Jordan's is what they're all chasing. So with that moving forward, the draft class that could have been, the what if scenarios for each draft class. There's, if this team would have taken this player, what would have happened? And let's start with you, Chris, on the 96 draft. And there's always that big, what if this team didn't do this on this day?
I would say, a big what if is the obvious one. What if Charlotte was like, fuck you to Jerry West, and they didn't trade Kobe, and then they stuck, they were stuck with Vlade, There was a handshake agreement before the draft that they would trade that number 13 for Vlade, but they didn't have to. That's not legally binding. So that's a big what if for me. There was a lot of shuffling. Like, how Luka and Trae Young got traded on draft night, and that's kind of a thing. Starbury and Ray Allen got traded on draft night. So if that didn't shake out, and if Stephon Marbury started his career in Milwaukee with the big dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Ray Allen started his career with Kevin Garnett, that's a huge what if right there. So up and down through the entire first round of in the lottery, there was 6-7 trades. But I think a big what if is what if AI signed with Nike?
Ooh.
Would his shoes be more popular than Jordan's? Because he had the culture in the palm of his hands, from the way that he dressed to the way that he talked, the braids, being too cool for practice.
Bubba Chuck.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing to think about. And there's some other things to go on, but I'll leave it at that.
How about you, Junior? What if for the 03 class?
So, excuse me. I was looking up why Allen Iverson signed with Reebok. And, bro, he signed a 10-year, $50 million deal, which was the richest for a shoe deal at the time.
Yeah. Of course, right? For a dude from his position, almost was in jail, almost didn't have a career because of that shit that went down at the bowling alley.
Like, that's wild. I mean, so like, the what if, I'm with you, Chris. Like, what if I was just curious, like, why did he even sign with Reebok? And it's like, okay, well, yeah, they paid him.
If he would have signed with Nike, he wouldn't be an alcoholic today, like broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be
he's
a
not
whole
broke because he's got a Reebok had a clause after 25 years that he's getting 40 plus million when he turns a certain age.
Yeah, but I think Reebok just went bankrupt, dog.
No, Shaq owns them.
Yeah, no.
So Shaq's paying AI.
Yeah, no, AI is not broke though. That was a misconception. He's not as rich as he should be, but he's doing okay. So the biggest what if scenario for the 03 draft, it kind of just has to be what if the Detroit Pistons didn't draft Darko Milicic, right? And hindsight's obviously 2020. So like, you can't go back. But like, Darko was looked at as a really strong prospect. Like, but what if they would have drafted Melo instead of Darko, man? Like, do they continue that run that they were on? I mean, they've got the one championship.
I gotta cut you off there. Okay. I don't think they do, because you mess with the chemistry, and that is why Portland didn't draft Jordan, because they didn't want to mess up, not because of Clyde Drexler, because of Jim Paxson, who was the first Blazer to score 10,000 points, who was the guy that he was the Manu Ginobili of the Blazers. He was rising throughout the ranks. Not everyone knew about him league wide, but like it would have. So Tayshaun Prince and Rip Hamilton wouldn't have played played their roles so effectively. That's my take. I mean,
I feel you, but we're just talking about what if, man. So I think the biggest what if scenario is really looking at Darko and Detroit, and just it is so wild how they had such a terrible draft choice and still won a championship, which is, I mean, it's just, you look at these draft mistakes by teams, and they set teams back, 2, 3, 5 years sometimes, and they found a way to get through it. Now you can say it from the other side, like, okay, so they had that run, they won one final, made it to another, could they have kept that momentum going? Because they had such an old team at that time. If Melo was the guy to come in and kind of lead that next wave of players with Detroit, would they have fallen off a cliff so bad? I mean, they still haven't recovered, right? I mean, I don't know, they had a couple years there with Blake Griffin, but like they weren't really making no noise, man. So I mean, I'm gonna go with that as my what if, and that's I know it's probably an easy one to look at that, but I got another what if, but it actually falls in the biggest bust, so I'm gonna hold it.
Hey, JD, I hope you don't go with Sam Bowie, dog.
No, my what if is really if the Blazers take Charles Barkley. You know what I'm saying? Or John Stockton, because you already got Clyde and Paxson. Paxson wasn't the point guard. If you take Stockton, now you got a solid point.
But no, I agree. Sorry, go ahead.
But it's a what if. But it really is Barkley is the pick. You know what I'm saying? You get a bruiser, you get another rebounder. Yeah, he's the same height as Drexler, but he plays as a big man. And that's obvious, But the what if the Blazers take Barkley, they pick Jerome Kersey later in the round. So now you're running with a more modern day team of 6-7 guys, where you need one big, a 4 in, 4 out. So maybe they be on the leading edge of running with that type of lineup because they're going to draft maybe Terry Porter, but you're running with a team that is a little bit more unique and more modern that we see, but it could be modern back then and running and gunning. I think that's my what if. And moving on, I think that we should, talk about the guys who didn't get drafted real quick and make a note of these two guys are legends in basketball. And Junior, for the 03, we got Udonis Haslem.
I'm gonna stop you right there, bro. Like, he's a legend of getting a check and being like a player, like a coach on the bench, but like, if we're talking from like
legends of stretch
from a basketball, from like a basketball, like, I mean, dude, what? I mean,
that's like saying Nick Collison's a legend.
Like he had a few years where he was like, all right.
Okay, my bad
Mario
on the
Chalmers
word
a legend.
Damn. Wrong choice of word.
Yeah, okay.
Some great veteran leadership guys award.
Okay.
No worthy players.
Okay, I'll give you that, man.
Can we cut that out, Chris? And then for the 96 draft, we got Mr. Ben Wallace, Mr. Rebound. And then for the 84, there was no such thing as undrafted players.
Yeah, how many rounds did they have in the 84, bro?
I think it was 6 or 7.
Yeah, so
no, they had 10, bro.
It's 10?
Yeah, if you don't get drafted in 10 rounds.
Yeah.
I'd say anything after the second round is undrafted.
Yeah. Well, so I think
Oscar Schmidt.
Yeah.
Undrafted. I mean, he's drafted in the 6th. He was the 131st overall pick.
Yeah. So worst draft day decision. Blazers, Hornets, Detroit are kind of, in our 4, just right there, like these 3 teams, they dropped the ball, and it's had a lasting impact. I think it's going to be for a long time. The Blazers drafting Sam Bowie, the Hornets trading Kobe Bryant, and Detroit drafting Darko Milicic. Which one was worse, Chris?
Sam Bowie.
Why?
Next.
Junior, which one was worse?
It's probably got to be Sam Bowie, man. And only because of, I mean, it's just you can't shake the passing up Jordan thing. I mean, yeah, Detroit passed up Melo. Melo's not Jordan, right? And so it's just, you got to go with the Bowie.
I think it's the Hornets because you drafted one of the best players and you traded them for some used parts, not even a car, used parts on an old BMW, Junior, how you break down a car and you sell it for parts. That's what Hornets did.
You do that too, bro. Don't ask the other black guy. I know how to break down a car for parts too, bro. Hey, but what I'm trying to say, like what I was trying to think, I'm trying to say now is, I don't think the Hornets, like how I think it went down is Jerry West went around and called everybody in the draft to find out who would trade their pick around when Kobe would be picked. And the Hornets happened to be them. And I was like, okay, what do you want? I don't think they went in and were like, oh, we want to get this Bryant guy. And then the Lakers were like, oh, but what about Divock? That's my take.
My question is always wondering, does Kobe become Kobe without going to LA?
No.
Okay, and so then my question is, does Jordan become Jordan if he goes to Chicago to the Blazers?
Jordan becomes Jordan wherever he goes.
So why wouldn't Kobe be Kobe anywhere he goes?
Because of the 3 air balls in his rookie year in the play. It's higher risk, higher reward in LA. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to be a star or a bust. Anywhere else will keep you in that middle. You know what I'm saying? They kept pushing him to be that star. Whereas Portland, you're going to be mediocre. Travis outlawed him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my take.
I always thought there was a little bit of like that Kobe, they knew Kobe wasn't trying to play in Charlotte anyway, and like he was going to try and force his way out of there. Like,
that's what his agent said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I always thought that was a little bit of what was at play there. Like, you could say like Charlotte didn't really have a choice. I mean, if you can look at it from that perspective, I understand that they would have got his draft rights and all that, but like, who's trying to take on that situation where same thing happened with Eli Manning, right? It's like, look, you can draft him, but like, it's not going to work. So why even set yourself up for that as a franchise?
I mean, there's a player that Charlotte could have drafted. We haven't even talked about Jermaine O'Neal, Pedro Stojakovic. So Charlotte didn't have to take this high school kid.
But what they were doing was drafting Divock, though. That's what exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. Was my opinion is that Charlotte was not zeroing in on him as a draft prospect.
But you just made my point now.
No, they were sitting there with, we'll take the best player available, and then the Lakers dangled out, hey, do you want this, this champion center to come over there in exchange?
Yeah, and Vlade was cold, man.
He was decent, cold. But you're saying at that time, I'd rather have Jermaine O'Neal, Zydrunas, Ilgauskas. Those are all players that Charlotte could have drafted
Charlotte
instead.
Was trying to win then, though. Charlotte was trying to win. They had Alonzo Mourning, right? Like, didn't they have? Was that
no
Charlotte
Alonzo?
Not with, like,
Alonzo, they didn't have
96.
Nope, he had already went to Miami.
Bro, he left after 4 years,
just like Shaq.
Either way, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so they're trying to fill those shoes. Like, it's not my take is that they were next up on the list of Jerry West's calls of a team that didn't know who they wanted at that point, but the Lakers possessed something that they were the suckers. They were the what do they call it? And they were the mark.
Yeah, I mean that's true. So
can I get start bench cut real quick though?
Yeah,
I just came up with one. All right, this is 96, 03, 84. These are all players that were not drafted in the first round. 84, Oscar Schmidt, 6th round, 131st pick. 2003, Kyle Korver, 2nd round, 51st pick. 96, Ben Wallace, undrafted.
I'm starting Ben Wallace. I'm benching Oscar Schmidt, and I'm cutting the shooter.
Kyle Korver might be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Could have been.
I'm starting Kyle Korver, and I'm bringing Ben off the bench, and I'm cutting Schmidt. And here's the thing about like Ben
Ditto.
Wallace, man. Like he had like 2 really good years, like, but like well, I just never thought he was that good, man. I mean, like I don't know, man. He fit that team.
The comparison for him is Kenneth Fareed.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
All motor. Good system, and he plays. He's highlighted.
But Kenneth could make
system.
a jump shot though in a free throw.
Ben Wallace averaged like 6 points a game, bro.
Yeah. All right, JD. What's next up?
Moving on.
Hold on. But like we skip like biggest bust. I just worst draft day decision kind of sometimes goes along with biggest bust. But like I want to highlight.
Hit your biggest bust.
Did anyone else think that like Michael Sweetney was actually going to be cold though in the league? Like
where was
from
he drafted
Georgetown?
at?
Number 9 to the Knicks. Like, I mean, he couldn't stay in shape, but like, man, I just remember watching him in the tourney. I thought he was gonna be so good, man. But like, 6'8", undersized.
He was the fat lefty, right?
Yeah, 6'8", undersized, out of shape. Like, those guys rarely pan out.
He was just like a first round pick in my draft. Othello. He was the first pick of the second round. Othello Harrington, left-handed, big dude, but it's because he played with Iverson that he got drafted, I think.
Yeah. He stayed around a little bit though, but yeah, he got some checks, but yeah.
He's the assistant coach on the Knicks still.
Yeah. All right,
Othello?
JD, what you got for us?
I want us to draft like we're on the blacktop. We're playing 2K right now, and I want us to pick our 5 out of these 3 draft classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Chris, hopefully you guys can remember who got taken. And
I'm taking a checklist.
All right. So, Chris, you got first pick. I got second pick. Junior, you got third. Snake draft. All right.
And
starting
they all
now.
have 3 positions they played, right? You can't be like, I'm going to play Jordan at the 3.
No, this is blacktop.
Best 5?
You picking your best 5 like we're playing 2K. So you can pick all forwards, all point guards, whatever you want. Who are you taking with you to the blacktop? We're lined up, Chris.
I got Mike.
All right. Me, I'm going with Hakeem.
You're taking Hakeem?
He's the best center and the most skilled big man in all these drafts and almost of all time. Who's going to guard him? And he can shoot.
All right.
So
Well,
I'm taking them, right? This is prime them.
Yes, always prime them. I don't want no wizard Jordan. Shit.
I'm taking the king. Then I'm going LeBron, and then I'm gonna go back to back, and I'm gonna take Melo.
So you got Melo. All right. So and you're giving me Kobe. Woo!
Yes, bro. You're doing that.
I got Kobe and Hakeem. Okay. Bet. Your turn, Chris. You got 2.
I'm trying to keep up. So Kobe's off the board. MJ's off the board. Hakeem's off the board. LeBron and Melo are off the board. Got 2 picks. Give me AI. Thank you.
Yeah.
MJ and AI. Do I need 3 other players, or can I go 2 on 5? Shit. And give me Barkley.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was like Barkley or Melo.
Okay.
I mean Barkley or Dwayne Wade. Sorry, Barkley or Dwayne Wade.
All right, so I need a point guard.
Hold on,
so,
I'm up though.
How are you
No,
up?
Snake. He's in the middle every time. I know we're on the bookends.
I need a point guard, and I'm gonna go Steve Nash.
You're gonna go Nashy.
You don't
like Stockton or Nash? Okay.
Ooh, no. I want
Marbury. You just took shots away from Kobe.
I want Marbury. I need somebody that got some pizzazz still.
You took more shots away. Okay.
Oh well, I mean, I need Marbury. I got Marbury.
Okay, so Steve Nash is still there. I'm gonna cross off Marbury. 96 is pretty toast.
There's still
the thing is, because I got LeBron, I can't take a pure point guard. Because he's going to be...
Damn, I need a pin. Where's
you
my
got
pin
LBJ. I'm right here. You got LBJ and Melo, right?
Yeah.
You got 2 picks. You got Steve Nash, Malone, Stockton, Bosh, Wade.
Malone is not part of the 84 draft. He's 85.
For real? So you were right about that mailman thing when you said, I mean, deep in thought.
I knew where you were going with it, but I did, Scooby-Doo.
No, you're right. I look that up, but I am. But yeah, he's 85.
Oh, man. So I'm going Marcus Camby because I feel like I need that compliment on the defensive end. Because I could go Bosh, but he's just not the defensive force that Camby is.
Well, you got back-to-backs, dog.
Okay. Bosh, Camby, and then I feel like I need a shooter though. I'm gonna take Ray Allen. I'm taking Ray.
All right, I need a shooter, so I'm gonna go with Pager. He's 6'10", and he can shoot.
Yeah, that's true, and he doesn't need the ball because Kobe, Steph, Hakeem ain't giving him the ball.
I mean, come on, bro. I mean, Pager, and he's 6'10" though, so he can maybe he can be maybe my four-man.
Man, y'all are really gonna leave me. So these are the final 2 picks I got.
No, we got 3 more because we got to have a bench player. Who's coming off the bench?
We don't need a bench.
We don't need a bench player.
Okay, well then. All right,
we'll start. MJ, AI, Barkley, D Wade.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now I gotta go off note. I might go Sam Bowie just to flex, bro, because I'm still winning. I might take Kevin Willis. Who's my
Duke
big?
can rebound. I don't know.
Should I take Darko and just have him stand there,
bro? Get out of here.
Putbacks.
We're gonna pull your card for that one.
Hey man, I might just to flex. Josh Howard, Jason Capono. I got options,
UCLA.
Man. But so we're going prime, right?
Yeah.
Prime. This is not.
Don't make me do it to you.
Go.
Don't make me do it to you. Hey, bro.
Pick. Where's the shot clock?
I'm at that. Jermaine O'Neal.
Yes.
Chris. That's what's going to be my next pick.
It was. I almost had Big Z though, but Jermaine O'Neal, bro. I already won, but it's okay. Keep going.
You already won.
You guys can play for second place.
Well, then I'll take Chris Bosh.
For what? What's he going to do for you?
Another, a tall big man. So I got
all Hall of Famers.
Hakeem Olajuwon, Chris Bosh, Peja, Kobe, Starberry. Put that on the bucket. Put that on that list, Chris. Come on, splash those players. I'm gonna ask.
We're gonna do a little Ask Jeeves, aka Ask ChatGPT, who would win in these contests. We're gonna have an actual answer.
Okay, good. I got one
Junior,
more.
Who's your last player?
Yeah,
you got LeBron, Carmelo, Marcus Camby, and Ray Allen. What you need? You need a.
I need a 3.
You don't need anything.
Well, I need a 4 kind of.
Nah, Bron's point.
LeBron.
I mean, you got Stockton, dog. Get Stockton out there.
Bro, I'm gonna go. This is gonna go a little. I'm gonna go a little out there, but I'm gonna go.
Moochie Norris.
Sharif Abdur-Rahim, bro.
You are, aren't you? Bro, you got all you got the guys that are like tweeners, like not a.
He's got the big 3 lineup. He's got the big 3 lineup.
What you mean?
Just the guys that are 6'7", 6'8".
Bro, yeah. I mean, I got Marcus Camby. He's a footer.
No, he's a footer. I play with him in 2K all the time with the 9-10 Blazers.
Well, let's put that into the chat.
Yeah,
and generate something to see what all 3 of these teams that we created. And let's hear yours, Chris. Let's hear your team, Chris.
Are you sure?
I want to hear.
You guys went from Hall of Famer MVPs to role players on your team. So he said Sharif. He said Peja.
What you mean? I got Kobe in the Dream Shake.
Oh, you're top heavy. You're top heavy. I'm all heavy.
I mean,
I got MJ. On. I got MJ and AI and the rights to all their sneaker catalogs.
Bro, they can.
Charles Barkley, Dwyane Wade, and Jermaine O'Neal to punch a when she comes off the bench trying to fight us. You know what I'm saying? Someone's off the bench goodness. Hey, he's going to fight the crowd for us. The malice in the palace. Let's go.
Wow.
And by I mean a male, not a...
Damn, I'm getting this cut already, Chris.
Come on, though. MJ, AI, Barkley, D Wade, those are all finals MVP or MVPs.
Chris, have KJ put these on the blacktop and have him do a simulation.
So I got, how many MVPs? I got 5, 3. Yeah, I got the dub.
Okay. you still got to come through the dream. And Kobe, if you ain't got that mentality, you ain't with it.
Handle him.
Jermaine O'Neal can handle Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's the thing. Is like,
you know why? Because he has the confidence in knowing that
if we're going at it, Kobe Jordan is a wash. That is a wash.
And Ron.
Okay, but
so let's
the Dream is the best big man by far by leaps and balances over all three of these drafts. Period.
But that's true. But look what you have. You have, if we take off the GOATs from all three drafts,
I built a team.
You have Hakeem, Steph, Peja, and Chris Bosh. I have AI, Barkley, Dwayne Wade, and Jermaine O'Neal.
I got 6'10".
Junior has Melo, Marcus Camby, Ray Allen, and Sharif. Junior drafted all guys from his draft class.
Bro.
Except for Marcus Camby.
Bro. I got a well-rounded team, okay? And that's what I was going for here. Like, I was going for a team, okay? Like,
you got 03.
I'm not saying I got the best and the most MVPs or any of that, like, but I'm saying I got Camby holding down the middle. I got my shooter on the outside with Ray Allen. I got Sharif, who was a walking bucket, and then we've got Melo and LeBron, who are both 3-level scorers. Like, come on, man, get out of here.
3-level scores. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, 3-level score. Yeah, you're not wrong. You guys all got these are all good teams, man. I just like to stand my team. Hey, Sharif Abdur-Rahim, though, I remember him because he played on the morgue, the mortuary Trailblazers in that 04, 06, 07 span.
Yeah.
And I remember going to an arena one time. JD, you might have been there. I don't know who was with me. And it was so quiet. I go, Sharif! From like the 200 section, dude turns around like I was standing next to him to look. And I was just like, "Wow, this place is empty. You can hear anything from."
That's when we was getting tickets by the buttload.
Oh, you get tickets, and the thing is, you just walk down the courtside and they let you sit there, man. They were happy, and that's what the Blazers we have now. So we're talking about draft busts. I can't not mention Scoot Henderson, but let's proceed.
That's it, guys. I just hope that they enjoy this show. This was been a long time in the making. I'm glad we have Junior on the show, Chris, because when the inception of this show, we had this thought of doing something like this, and this was great. And thank you guys for participating in the draft and doing something. I woke up, I text you guys this morning like Christmas because I've been waiting to do this show and talk about 3 of the best draft classes and different point of views from each of you. So it was great.
Bet.
Hey, and we all won because nobody's wrong.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Good debate. All right, my dudes. Fun. Hey, good talking, man. Let's do it again soon, and let's recap this 2024 draft that's about to go down on 2 different days for the first time ever.
Let's get it. Peace.